Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Welcome back, Star Family. This pick a card is going to look into your person and perhaps the blind spot that you have when it comes to them. So could there be something that you may seem to overlook about them? Perhaps it's something that you just don't realize. Maybe it's something that you don't see or that you're completely unaware of or oblivious to, right? So we're diving into the blind spot when it comes to your person. So I have 4 stacks on the table. If you haven't had a chance to meditate and choose a stack as of yet, please go to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps there where you can pause for silent meditation. Take as much time as you need to, pause where necessary in order to choose the stack that you feel drawn to the most. If during that time you feel led to pick more than one stack, please do listen to your intuition. Pick more than one if that's what you absolutely feel led to do. So readings are timeless, right? So they're going to resonate and connect perhaps whenever you feel drawn to them. It could be now at upload. It could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It doesn't really matter. It's when the universe places it into your awareness and you feel that nudge to watch. There may be a message for you. Also keep in mind that readings are general. So everybody comes from different walks of life. They have different journeys and experiences at the moment. I personally can't expect my readings to connect with every single person watching. And you know what? If this particular pick a card doesn't resonate or connect for you, I would say maybe consider checking out my pick a card playlist. There are other pick a card readings that you might find another one that would resonate or connect better. And if I'm not the reader for you, that's okay too, because YouTube's full of so many other readers. I'm pretty sure you'll find one that has the messages you're looking for. When it comes to love readings, roles can be reversed, interchangeable, flip-flop, vice versa. If something doesn't fit, please don't try to make it fit. I would say there are some tidbits that might resonate in regards to you. There might be some tidbits and things described that might talk about more about your person, right? So, you know, allow the reading to fit where it applies, but if it doesn't fit, also don't make it fit, right? So with all of that being said, I'm going to move this out of the way and we're going to get directly into stack number 1. Okay, stack number 1. You chose this card here. It says Bond on it. Okay. And I'm just going to put that off to the side. It will be incorporated into the reading. I just want to see here. Okay, I want to get all the cards on the table first. We're looking at your blind spot when it comes to your person. It could be something that you're overlooking, something that you don't see, something that you're not really aware of about your person. Okay, so it says romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay, it says grace, divinely blessed. All right, this is 6 of Wands, justice. So somebody might be a Libra energy. Okay, then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So bear with me while I try to organize this because I have a lot of cards to fit in the camera screen for you. Okay, then we have letter. We have good chance. Okay. We have healing heart. It says healing from a heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction, love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. And it says photograph, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. Okay. And then this says richness. Search further. The deeper you explore this issue, the more truth you will find. It will be well worth the effort. Okay. So, I mean, as far as what you might be overlooking, it feels like you're overlooking some kind of truth when it comes to your person. The card speaks of truth here. And when I think of truth, I can't help but think of the justice energy. Okay, so it looks like some truth. There might be something that they could be hiding from you. I'm kind of getting the vibe that it may be in regards to their feelings. They could be hiding something about their feelings with the romantic feelings energy, right? So I don't know if maybe you don't realize that your person is working on themselves with that Eight of Pentacles. Maybe they've come to some serious truths that they have to acknowledge about themselves. This is about, with the Six of Wands, overcoming obstacles, right? Triumph over adversity. So maybe what you don't realize about your person is that they have overcome some things recently, and it looks like they found some kind of truth, and I'm getting the vibe of justice being served. So maybe you feel that justice is served, and maybe they've gotten their just rewards, perhaps even for hurting you, because we do have the healing heart here, right? But it's like basically your blind spot, what you don't realize about them, or maybe it's something you even choose to ignore about them, right? It's like, I'm kind of, for whatever reason, I'm kind of getting the vibe of, I don't care what they're doing with their life. I don't care if they've moved on. I don't care if they've healed, or they've, I don't care if they're working on themselves. You know, it's kind of like I'm picking up a little bit of that too. Because let's say if you were hurt, okay, if you were in a toxic relationship and that person put you through the ringer, okay, I could see how maybe some of you might be very indifferent towards what they're doing right now, right? So that's a legit response. I get that. But I'm just going to lay it out, right? Somebody feels that way. Somebody feels like, well, at least that's what the cards are making me feel. It's kind of like somebody's really doesn't give a crap what the other person's doing. Good for them, basically, if they're working on their life and getting their ish together, right? That's probably what they should have done all along, is kind of what I'm getting. But nonetheless, the blind spot is whether it's something you are cognizant of and choose to ignore, or maybe it's something you honestly don't know about them. The blind spot is that they have overcome some things with that Six of Wands. I think they found their moment of truth, and it's kind of like this come to Jesus moment with the Justice energy. They have finally gotten their karma, is kind of what I'm getting from the Justice. And it's like they see the truth and the wrongs, okay, because justice is all about the right and the wrongs, and with Justice, Mother Ma energy, she will always come in and right the wrongs, right? So it kind of feels like, yes, they did get their just rewards, and it's like they had to live the consequence of that, and now it's like they've had to overcome those things and then learn to work on themselves, right? So I kind of do feel like karma did probably kick them in the butt, in regards to the connection or the bond that you guys had, right? And with this energy, it's energetic, so there might be an energetic bond between you. You guys probably planted some seeds together with that little acorn in the middle. And there were these, you know, I'm saying planted seeds together in a sense like metaphorical, right? Not very figurative in a sense. You probably got planned a future together, or maybe wanted to see things go somewhere with the other person. But I am getting the vibe, for whatever reason in this reading, that there was heartbreak, there was loss. You guys probably split up, and the main energy that's telling me that is this card here with the healing heart, okay? So if there were some toxicities in the connection, you guys probably split up because of it. Nonetheless, what you might not realize, or the blind spot in regards to them, is, again, they have gotten their come up, okay? Whether you wish it on them or not is kind of irrelevant at this point, but it kind of feels like they did get their come up. And in the midst of that come up, they have had to right their wrongs. They have had to work on themselves. They have had a, like I said, a come to Jesus moment where it's like they had to literally pick themselves up off the floor and try to recoup from what justice served them, okay? And in the midst of that, all right, in the midst of that, and seeing the truth with the Justice, they've had to own up to a lot of things. And it kind of feels like they realize now that there were feelings there. There was love in this connection. I think somebody took it for granted, okay? They took it for granted. And it's like now that they're not with you or not around, or maybe now after they've had their obstacles, okay, and have gotten to a point of maybe overcoming them, right? They look at your photos, they miss you, they're nostalgic over the connection and the bond, right, with this card. They're nostalgic over it all. And they're still kind of reminiscing. It kind of feels like with this energy, somehow, again, there come to Jesus moment, you know, it's a matter of grace, you know. And I think they probably experienced that. And not only that, they're kind of like counting their blessings now, right? with this energy, because it does say divinely blessed, so they could be counting their blessings, perhaps even realizing that you or that you were one of those blessings, right? And again, it's just the idea of perhaps, you know, now that they're not with you, realizing that they did indeed have feelings. Perhaps they weren't the most open with them, but they realized that there was love there. Okay, maybe you showered them with love and affection. Maybe you did try to give them unconditional love, but it kind of, for whatever reason, it feels like somebody fell flat on their face, you know, and then was forced to overcome the issues and right their wrongs and work on themselves. I really could see it as also them considering, or would maybe they would like to work on the connection and put the energy into it where they didn't put the energy into it before, is kind of what I'm getting. So I do feel like this is not going to be for everybody watching. I honestly feel like this is for those who probably aren't in communication or have had a breakup and perhaps aren't with their person. So if this one doesn't connect, by all means, and let's say you're still with your person, you're happy as all ever with your person, and you have a successful connection, then perhaps maybe pick another pile. But I honestly do feel like this is for those who have had rough relationships and maybe broke up with a certain someone. It kind of does feel like they were saved by the grace of God, or saved by, saved by the bell in some way in regards to something. And it's in that moment that they realize all the wrongs that they did and are now kind of trying to work those through and perhaps improve themselves via what they've been through. Okay, because like sometimes people have to fall flat on their face before they can wake up to, you know, the wrongs that they've done in life, and, you know, in order for them to be put on a better path. So that kind of feels like what's going on, and I know that's specific, but, you know, I guess, again, I can't expect these to resonate with everybody, but again, you have the energy of the letter and the good chance, right? So again, I can't help but think that perhaps your person is reminiscing about you with the photograph card, maybe checking out your social media as well, looking at your photos. But here, you know, maybe wanting to reach out and send a letter or a means of communication to you in some way. And it feels like they might want to take a chance, okay, in trying to reach out now that they've bettered themselves with that Eight of Pentacles, right? Again, some of you may not even want to hear it, and that's okay. You're within your right, especially if you were in a toxic situation. The last thing you want to do is go back to that. But anyway, it's kind of feeling like I'm going to take a risk. I probably, you know, see if I have a chance. If, you know, maybe there's no chance in heck. I don't know. But it kind of looks like taking a chance to reach out. Okay. If I reach out, it'll be a risk, but kind of like the desire to want to do it anyway, even though there's no real guarantee that it'll pan out for them with you, right? And this says, search further. The deeper you explore this issue, the more truth you'll find. It will be well worth the effort. Okay, so they've come to some truths, I feel. Maybe, again, you don't realize how they've changed. That's a possibility. Maybe you feel justice has been served, okay? But you, again, if it's a blind spot, you are consciously choosing to overlook, okay? Because sometimes there's things we don't want to look at, and we know they exist, but we don't want to look at them. So you could be consciously, purposefully overlooking their change or their improvement because, again, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to deal with it. And then some of you might not even be aware of it, that they've changed or they've improved themselves in some way, because technically perhaps you're in no contact with them, or you haven't seen them, or you just haven't spoken, right? So let's take a look at the bag, okay? Let's take a look and see if we get messages from the bag. Okay. Oh, look, see you again. So somebody does want to see you again. Again, the idea of maybe wanting to reach out with the letter. It's a form of communication in some way with the letter, okay? And then this says, okay, you guys have unfinished business, all right? All right, let's see if we can get some more. All right, so there was love at first sight. We do have the love card here, right? Not only that, love at first sight, and we have the photograph, right? The photograph card. So yeah, definitely looking at your pictures, right, with this card. Love at first sight. Bear with me here while I try to adjust my light. I act like I don't care, but I do. So yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You might not realize that they have feelings still, okay? You might be overlooking that. Somebody might be a Capricorn. And something about clothing. So maybe you have a piece of their clothing, maybe they have a piece of yours, and maybe it's something that obviously they hold tight to because, you know, nostalgia with this card here. Okay, so you guys may not talk anymore, okay? It reminds me of that Charlie Puth song. We don't talk anymore, right? What was all of it for, right? That one? I love that one. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Right? That was a good one. And I think Selena Gomez was in that one too. Alright, hold on here. Okay, so somebody has no excuse, right? So if they did treat you wrong in some way, right? And it was toxic at the time, it wasn't healthy. Yeah, they definitely have no excuse. Somebody has no excuse for the way they treated you. All right, so there goes your 1111, guys. So it could be a twin flame situation, right? Could be a twin flame. So stack number 1. Oh, that's crazy. Stack number 1 with 1111. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here, okay? If you've never heard of that Charlie Puth song, I would recommend it. It's a very good one. So maybe check that out. I just love the flow, especially with the duo of him and Selena Gomez. So nonetheless, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here, okay? If you have any comments, if you feel it related to you, by all means, please go ahead and let me know in the comments section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click that bell for notification to support this channel, and so that way you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, by all means, check out my Etsy shop. The link to my shop is in the description box down below. It's just a matter of checking me out to see what I have available. Sometimes readings are sold out, just letting you know. But I always do relist and repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for everybody who's purchased before. It's just my way of managing my time, and that way also making it so nobody's waiting a very long time to receive a reading from me. So with all of that being said, stack number 1, please be safe wherever you are. Take care of yourself. Be well. Keep shining. And we'll see each other soon. Stack number 2, you chose the ceremony card, okay? And I'm going to incorporate that into the reading. I'm just going to push this off to the side though so I can get everything on the table. So basically we're looking at your blind spot. Could be conscious. Maybe you're completely aware of the blind spot and you choose to overlook it purposefully. I mean, that happens, right? Or it could be something that you're completely unaware of about your person. So let's take a look. This is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. This is complication, unexpected development. 7 of Cups. 6 of Swords. 6 of Cups. Okay, so we have 2 6s there. All right, it says Tails, Judge, stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So somebody might have gotten betrayed in this connection and someone else might have ran. So it says runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. And then it says ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Okay, so what you may not be aware of as far as maybe there's a particular blind spot you have in regards to your person. It kind of feels like they might have betrayed the connection in some way and they ran from it. But there was some kind of, it kind of feels like some complication in the connection that maybe made them do that. all right? Made them run from it, perhaps. Made them, I'm kind of feeling the vibe of doing something out of character, okay? So you may not realize they probably did something out of character that was not normally in who they were. And it kind of feels like maybe there was some gossip or something that was said, or maybe that traveled through the grapevine, that maybe that triggered all of this, okay? And the reason why I say that is because of this energy here. It does talk about gossip, whispers down the lane, okay? The stories that people tell. And it kind of feels like what you may not be aware of as well is the fact that someone had to come to some conclusions. We do have Libra energy here in the background with the Justice, so somebody could be a Libra. Just letting you know, Libra energy did show up in the first reading as well. But yeah, it kind of feels like there was some kind of decision or conclusion that they came to based on something they heard, okay? And that might be the blind spot itself. Because the Judge energy does talk about conclusions, things coming to a final verdict, right? Things kind of needing to be deliberated and decided upon, and then things eventually resolve themselves, right? With the Judge energy. So it kind of feels like either they judged a situation incorrectly, someone did, based off of something they heard, hearsay, okay? And they came to some conclusion, and then that's what forced them to maybe do what they did, run away from the situation, okay? And we see that energy of moving away or slipping away. I mean, I don't know if your person ghosted you. They might have ghosted with the 6, because the 6, there's a couple cards that I see as ghosting energies. 6 of Swords is one of them. 5 of Pentacles is another. 7 of Swords can sometimes read that way as well. And we do have the 7 of Cups here, right? So if it kind of feels like if they ghosted you, and I'm not trying to empathize with them, I'm just, just reading the cards, okay? If they ghosted you, I think it was based off of something they heard. I think they misjudged or miscalculated the situation in some way, okay? They were misled by something they heard. The fact that they ghosted with this energy and slipped away into the night, okay, is what made or caused the betrayal. Like, you probably felt betrayed, right? Not only that, if they heard something, right? If they heard something with this energy and then took matters into their own hands, decided to run away from it, it could be that whatever they heard, maybe they assumed, okay, they could have assumed that you betrayed them with this energy over here. But nonetheless, somebody decided to run away based off of hearsay, okay? I think there might have been gossips, maybe other people talking about the connection, creating complications. And it says unexpected development, so things unexpectedly happen. So your blind spot is that maybe you're not aware of the fact that other people were involved, talking, running their mouth, perhaps in regards to your connection with your person. It just created crazy complications, and things unfolded in a very unexpected way. Someone ran away from the connection, left it behind with that 6 of Swords, decided they wanted to get away from it, put distance between maybe you to them to you, because somebody felt heartbroken and betrayed. It does say heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So somebody felt betrayed, maybe over something they heard. Yet it kind of feels like with the Judge energy, they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't verify it, or they didn't, it kind of feels like they came to their own conclusions with that Judge energy, instead of kind of presenting it to you, right? Either way, somebody misjudged someone else, okay? And that's what led to the separation, I think, based on the cards here. But what you're not aware of is that it kind of feels like other people got involved and created the complications. Despite the fact that there was this attraction here, we do have the ceremony energy, which is a twin flame card in this deck, to me at least, because of the 2 images of the candles and the flames. All right, and it's a mirroring energy with the duality of the black and white, the yin and the yang, okay? So I'm looking at this like there was attraction here. There was a strong connection here with the ceremony card. You guys had a thing, but other people got in the way, complicated it completely. It led to misunderstandings. altogether them or someone slipping away from the connection because of a lot of emotional confusion here with the Seven of Cups. Okay. So it kind of feels like your person might have been really emotionally conflicted with that Seven of Cups energy about maybe something they heard, or about the connection in general too. And it's like it felt so complicated. Maybe the attraction was so complicated they didn't know how to handle it. Okay. And I say that because the Seven of Cups can have you up in the air, in a little bit of an emotional mess. Okay. To the point where you're confused about what to do. Right. It is a decision making card sometimes being overwhelmed by decision making. Right. And then the Judge energy usually has to come to a conclusion or a decision and come to a final understanding or verdict or conclusion about something or someone, right? And it kind of feels like they were conflicted by what to believe or what to think in regards to the connection, okay? They did slip away, probably very unexpectedly in a manner that was silent. So again, the idea of ghosting, somebody could have ghosted someone else. We do have the Six of Cups and it left somebody else definitely nostalgic and still feeling the bond even in the midst of separation. The Six of Cups energy is a soulmate, kindred spirit connection, again, emphasized by the ceremony card. So the blind spot is there was indeed, and you may not realize this, that they felt it too. It kind of feels like they felt it too with this attraction and the Six of Cups. Okay, because we're asking about your person. So the Six of Cups is they feel that bond too. And even though they're not with you and you're perhaps not with them, and I only say that because the Six of Swords is here and it talks about distancing oneself. It's about moving away from, okay, someone. Even though there is distance, your blind spot is that perhaps you don't realize how much they actually cared or how much they were actually attracted to you. I don't think it was an easy decision to run away, okay, with this energy here. But there was something about receiving some shocking news or unexpected development, something they became aware of, and it literally forced, or they feel they were forced to run, that they didn't really have a chance to really deliberate it too much. And it was an emotional confliction, okay, within themselves. Again, Six of Cups energy, they're still thinking about you. They're still playing repeat of you in their memory, okay? It is kind of like a loop that you can't get out of. It is a bond that is very difficult to break too. So they're still feeling the connection, even in the midst of a separation. They put distance between you and them, perhaps, right? But they're still feeling that. They're still nostalgic. They might even, with this energy here, still be looking at your pictures, okay? Because that's what she's doing. And she still has two cups on the table, right? And she's holding this picture all very lovingly and nostalgic about her person. So it could be that, they're still thinking about you that way and still have love for you, but they feel like everything was just too complicated. It went awry, and they ran. Okay, it's kind of like, rather than confront the truth, perhaps, with the Judge energy, rather than perhaps figure it out or have somebody explain themselves, or maybe they did the wrong too. Okay, maybe you heard through the grapevine that they did you wrong and you didn't want to hear them out, right? Maybe you didn't want to wait for them to ask for forgiveness either, because sometimes the Judge energy talks about pleading your case with someone. So it could be that maybe you didn't want to stick around to wait for them to plead their case if you were betrayed, and it could apply the same way, vice versa, right? Energies can be very interchangeable with these readings. So it kind of looks like, rather than hear somebody else out, someone took off and left, right? And the blind spot is that there was love here, there was attraction, there was a fondness here with that Six of Cups for sure. There was a bond, maybe a twin flame energy as well. You may not realize how much they actually cared, right? But it's like, rather than face the problems, somebody ran away from them, is what I'm getting. And then this energy talks about, transcending obstacles, learning expansion, learning from the lesson. Maybe there was a lesson here that you both needed to learn from each other. What you may not be aware of as well, as far as a blind spot, could be that there perhaps is union on the horizon with this energy, and a new phase. Probably there probably will be, with this energy, there's the possibility of reconnecting and like it says, transcending the obstacles that you once had. It kind of feels like with the Seven of Cups though, the connection with all its complications left so much up in the air. okay? Because the Seven of Cups energy is an illusory energy. It is a fantasy energy. So again, I can say what your blind spot could be, that your person still fantasizes about you with that Six of Cups, right? But not only about the fantasy, it talks about things being up in the air, not really on solid ground. And it kind of feels like this is talking about the foundation of the connection as well. So the reason why it got so complicated, perhaps so quickly, and they were maybe, or somebody was too quick to run away, is because it didn't have a solid foundation. Okay, the Seven of Cups is not that. It's like castles built on sand, you know, that kind of thing with this energy. It's really not a solid foundation as of yet. So that probably made them feel, or somebody feel, like they could just, you know, slip away from it because there wasn't really a strong enough foundation in that attraction or in that twin flame connection as of yet to prevent somebody from leaving. Because when you establish that connection, you've established that foundation, it's that much harder to kind of slip away from it. Okay, you might slip away from it, but you're not going to get away from it spiritually. Okay, so you end up doing yourself a disservice anyhow. But I understand how, you know, with the separation comes a lot of lessons learned. So sometimes that is necessary, right? And we see that here. Again, there's learning involved, right? The separation leads to learning and hopefully evolving on your individual journeys. You know, you got to be whole within yourself before you can come into union. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. There's the possibility of transcending these obstacles with your person, I feel. But, you know, there's some things that perhaps you weren't aware of that feels like they were happening underneath the scenes or beneath the surface that you perhaps didn't know. And I feel honestly, it had to do with other people complicating the heck out of this connection. And it just feels like it got so complicated that the only way that they could really deal was to run from it. Okay. So let's see if we can get some messages from the bag. I just want to make sure I can get these shuffled because there's a whole bunch in here. All right. Okay, so look, please forgive me. And that's probably what it's going to take if they try to come back, if they try to transcend and come into union. You know, they're going to try to plead their case. So where they didn't give someone a chance to plead the case before, someone's going to have to plead their case now, okay? And ask for forgiveness. And I did mention forgiveness, okay? So somebody was definitely overthinking the connection, all right? It was, again, that idea of being overwhelmed, right? With emotion or choice. And maybe that's something you overlooked. That maybe it was, you know, really complicated, or it was difficult for them too, right? You know, that's where hindsight comes in, though. You know, it's so important, hindsight. Okay, so coffee. So maybe you guys like coffee, or you guys met on a coffee date. Something about a date with coffee. Or maybe they like a certain coffee drink that reminds you of them or them of you. Okay, look at that. Things in the way. All right, and yeah, that's what created the complication. It could have been people in the way, too. Too many things in the way. Okay. All right, what do I have here? Oh, so there were some red flags, perhaps, huh? Red flags, creating complications. All right, somebody's really emotionally overwhelmed. Again, the idea of the Seven of Cups, it will do that to you. Look, I've needed you more than you know. Okay, so yeah, and they definitely did have an attraction to you. There was a connection here, and it does feel like in the midst of perhaps a separation, because I say that because of that stabbed in the back card, they've had to, again, deal, and they've been very much nostalgic for you with that Six of Cups, okay? They still think about you. You know, with that energy, with the runner, they let their ego get in the way rather than just, you know, deal with something face to face or face their issues. You have a powerful effect on me, okay? And look, I see you shining. Look at that. So, yeah, they probably still look at your pictures here and see you doing well, right? So stack number 2, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notification to support this channel and so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, by all means, check out my Etsy shop. It's open and available. All you have to do is see what I have there for purchase or booking. Just know that there are times when my readings are sold out, but I always relist and repost my readings as soon as I'm finished with those who have purchased previously. So just check in with me every so often. So I will leave you here. Be safe wherever you are. Take care. Much love to you and keep shining. Stack number 3, you chose this card here. It says luck on it. I will incorporate that into the reading as we go along. I just want to get everything on the table first. So this reading is basically going to look into your blind spot, perhaps something that you are either consciously aware of, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're aware of things and you just choose to overlook it. But most times, you know, there are certain things we don't really understand or see for ourselves when it comes to our person. So that's what this is focusing on. Okay, so let's see what your blind spot is in regards to your person. All right, so it says unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And before you decide to thumbs down this reading based off one card, please let me get everything on the table first and see if we can get a message out of this. So basically it says you deserve love. You are lovable. Curse. Okay, so there's it says an ill aspect. Okay, somewhere in the connection. All right, so we have the Tower energy, the Two of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody might be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus as far as the zodiacal energy there. All right, so we have Temptations. All right, and we have Faith. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Try to organize all this. All right, so there's 3 cards here. All right, we have Separation. This is sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. So I'm just going to point it out because I've noticed it already. It seems to be a trend. Stack number 1 and 2 also had vibes of separation. So that was not my intent when I shuffled in regards to maybe it being a no communication or separation reading or those people who are in no contact. But it seems to be what's happening, okay, as far as what cards are coming through. All right, it says soulmate, soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. Okay. It says mask, not showing true feelings, hiding from somebody, personify, pretend, delude, or gaslight. Okay, and that actually would fall in line with the ill aspect of this card, okay, because that's not a good energy for somebody to be gaslighting in a situation, right? Okay, and then we have calm. It says breathe, heal your tired body, and allow your spirit to find peace. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. Okay, so that kind of feels like a message towards the viewer, especially based on the cards that I'm seeing. And just real quick, because I feel so silly and bad that I missed one of these cards for stack number 2. So my apologies. I will do better next time. I did not realize that I totally skipped shuffling for stack number 2 for one of these cards for that deck or deck of cards or pile. Okay, so number 2 person, if you happen to watch number 3, my apologies. I'm so sorry I missed out on one of these cards for you. Again, I shuffled so many that I guess I was doing it fast and kind of skipped over you guys. And then you have the luck card. Okay, so I'm running out of room here. Okay, so right away, all right, I'm just gonna put this here. So right away, it doesn't feel good. I'm just gonna be honest, okay? And if these messages right away you don't feel they connect for you, by all means feel free to choose another stack, because I don't think this is going to be for everybody, and it may sound like a heavy hitter for those who are watching this and it feels it connects. So I'm gonna lay it out straight. I don't sugarcoat. This is real talk here, and from what I'm seeing, it does not feel good or look good, okay? Just keeping it real with you guys. I will not say something that I don't see or feel, okay? But right away, it does feel like perhaps a blind spot that you had in regards to your person was that it was not a two-way street. It was not a feeling that was mutual, okay? And we get that with the unrequited love here. It does say there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep the relationship going. So perhaps someone had faith in the connection or wanting this to evolve and go somewhere, but it feels like, honestly, your person just wasn't on the same page as you. It could be that you also probably weren't on the same page as them, right? Maybe you didn't feel that way about them, but it feels like a one-sided connection. And I do feel that also from this, because if somebody's gaslighting you, okay, pretending to feel something that they don't, all right, or hiding their true intent, all right, or wearing a facade in the connection, you know, right here, this card says you deserve better. To me, it says you deserve love, but it also says to me in my mind when I read it, you deserve better, okay? So just right off the bat, the luck card, based on it, and I will get into it in depth, but that luck card is screaming to me right now. And the one thing it kind of says off the bat, based on everything else here that I will put together eventually, you might have dodged a bullet, okay? And you might have dodged a bullet with this person. I'm just saying. And I say that because of the luck energy, okay? Lucky, when you ever have a lucky talisman, it's literally a lucky talisman or a talisman of protection or something like that. Maybe it is a rabbit's foot. You know, that's an old school 80s thing that people used to do on a keychain. But it kind of feels like you lucked out. A blessing in disguise, okay? If you dodged a bullet with this one, you're probably lucky. It kind of feels like somebody was stringing someone else along. We have the temptation energy, okay? And that is an energy of like sexual attraction, yes. Okay, so there might have been some of that. But it's also a sly energy, okay? So it could be somebody was trying to lead you astray. And that curse energy here is just telling me there was lots of negative energy perhaps attached to this person or the connection itself. And that could have been a blind spot. Maybe you didn't realize that about them. Maybe they were diluting, again, that energy over here. They were diluting you. They were gaslighting you. Maybe you didn't see it. Perhaps that was your blind spot. Maybe that you were so wrapped up in the connection that you failed to see their true intent or what they were about, okay? It does feel like they were hiding things from you. So I do feel like a secretive energy with this card, as well as the temptation, kind of like they could have lied to you. They could have misled you. Again, that energy of really not feeling like they were trustworthy. Okay, they were leading you astray. And again, if you're so caught up in the connection, you can tend to, fail to see the red flags with people. So I'm not saying that you're naive or anything like that, but if they did a very good job at hiding things, it could slip by. Those negative energies or those ill aspects of their personality could slip by anyone. Okay, even the smartest and most astute of us, if that person is really good at hiding their true self, you would never know. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen to the best of us, right? But I really do feel like those were some things that perhaps you didn't notice about your person, that they were super secretive. They were hiding some things from you. They were probably leading you astray, maybe lying to you. And there was just some negative or toxic energy attached to that connection. And it kind of feels like I said, you deserve better. You probably dodged a bullet if you're not with them anymore. Okay, because it does show here separation. All right. So it says sadness missing you. You probably still miss them. You probably still think about them. You probably still yearn for them, right? Because we have the energy of faith. Faith does talk about like, hoping, wanting something to result, right? You have faith in something. You're putting the best intentions towards something. So you might have had faith in the connection, faith in your person. You might have put your best intentions toward the relationship in some way. You might have been super loyal to them. You might have been, amazing with the way that you loved them or treated them, right? With this energy here. But they, on the other hand, were hiding some things. And yes, you could have been soulmates with them. Okay? You could have been soulmates with them for sure. There was a deep soul connection, all right? Now, I don't know if some of you believe in soul contracts, but the card does talk about it. Soul contracts are a very sensitive subject because If you believe in agreements before you come to this planet in regards to your soul family, your tribe, your soulmates, your twins, flames, whatever it is, you know, if you believe in that concept, and that's not going to be for everybody, but if you believe in that concept, it's the idea of that you make these agreements with your people or your person before you arrive and incarnate into this planet. And yeah, some of those contracts that you have with each other aren't pretty. They're not always going to be the best, okay? But if you agree to them, you agree to them so that way you can learn something, okay? And I understand that that's a concept that not everybody believes in, and for many different reasons. Okay, so I will leave that up to you to decide how that resonates with you. But according to this card, there could have been some soul contracts there that you had with this person, making them your soulmate, and some of the things that they made you experience, although difficult and hurtful, you know, probably were for a lesson of some sort in regards to your journey and evolution. Okay, but yeah, definitely a soulmate. And you know, not all soulmates are going to be the best. Okay, some soulmate connections are challenging, and it kind of feels like, I don't know, I'm just going to throw it out there because the card does say curse, so it could have been a connection that was kind of doomed from the start. Okay, and again, if your person was hiding the truth of their intentions, if they were just seducing you, maybe they had another motive, that's something that you might have been unaware of, but it wasn't reciprocal energy. Okay, so if you were giving love and devotion and attention to them, and over here they didn't feel the same way, it would be a lot easier for them to mislead you and to maybe use you or take you for granted, because they just weren't invested that way. Okay, and I hate to, you know, it seems negative, I know, but that's the cards that I'm getting here. Okay, and there was sadness attached to the connection. Maybe they left, maybe they ghosted. Again, the separation aspect of it. Maybe there is an uncertain future when it comes to them. I'm not saying that the relationship couldn't turn itself around somewhere. Okay, maybe some of you are hoping and having faith in the divine that perhaps your person will come around, change their ways. Maybe you know, you feel that kind of devotion and faith in the connection. Maybe you have faith that they will change, right? That's a possibility with this energy here. So some of you could be feeling very open to hoping that, you know, the luck in the connection will change somehow, okay, for the better. Nonetheless, let me get to the tarot here. The tarot does, with the tower, talk about, you know, the foundation of a situation coming crumbling down, right? So it kind of feels like the blinders are off with this energy. What you thought was a solid foundation in a connection was really not built on something substantial. And sometimes the universe will come in and, you know, have the lightning strike to shake you up, to wake you up, right, to the reality of what is, what isn't, and the truth, right? So whenever you get the tower, it's kind of like sometimes divine intervention. Again, the idea of possibly dodging a bullet here with this person, right? And it's kind of like this idea of you were probably blind, or somebody was blind in the connection to the reality. Okay, because look at the blindfold over her eyes, so she can't really see what's happening, right? And I'm kind of getting the feeling that your person had a good way of deflecting or maybe distraction, because sometimes this card does talk about that, where the Two of Swords, you know, person sitting, meditating on a topic or situation, and you kind of have blinders on, you know, with the blindfold on. You have blinders on to what's happening on around you. And you obviously can't see if you have a blindfold on, but a lot of times you got to listen to intuition. So I have to wonder if some of you intuitively knew something was off with this person, and maybe kind of wrote it off, you know, let it slide, let it slide, and let it slide, until the universe came in and was like, boom, and kind of shook you up to help you understand that something's really wrong here, okay? Again, I can't emphasize enough, I don't think this is going to be for everybody with stack number 3. Might be a very specific few of you that have experienced something like this, and I'm sorry that you have, in fact, because it doesn't feel pretty. But nonetheless, I'm feeling what I feel. It doesn't feel good, but I'm pressing forward with this reading. You know, not all readings are feel-good readings, unfortunately, right? But nonetheless, yeah, it kind of feels like you were blinded to something. And maybe intuition was trying to nudge at you with this energy, but it's more like this feeling of like she has her head in her hand, like, I'm pretty sure with this energy, somebody along the line eventually had a moment where they're like, something doesn't feel right. Okay. Two of Swords energy is also usually about a decision, right? Sometimes you sit with yourself, you have to, contemplate something, meditate on something in order to decide what you're going to do or how you're going to move forward. A lot of times, though, if you sit on it long enough, you end up not doing anything, right? So it's like you got to consider that not making a decision is still making a decision. You're just deciding to do nothing, maybe even deciding to ignore it, okay? So I have to wonder if maybe somebody, I'm just feeling the energy of giving somebody the benefit of the doubt over and over and over and over again. And it's like something didn't feel right, but also like knowing that something didn't feel right, but then not acting upon it until the universe comes in and kind of shakes you up to wake you up, and then something came crumbling down in the connection. Again, the idea of separation. The Tower sometimes happens unexpectedly. It will, again, that idea of divine intervention, because the foundation that you were probably trying to build in this connection with this person was not built on anything solid or real, for that matter. And it's kind of like this idea of better to know the truth than to live a lie, right? Or to be kept in the dark forever. So I kind of also feel like you're probably at a stalemate with this person as of yet, with that Two of Swords, right? Knight of Pentacles is all about, trying to move on and make progress. So I'm wondering if some of you have been trying to move on from this connection. It is an action-oriented card, so it is about movement and trying to put one step in front of the other and make progress. Although it's slow progress, it's still progress nonetheless. So, I feel like there were some realizations, perhaps, all right, that maybe you have come to on your own, like you came to your own conclusions about a situation, perhaps after the fact. Maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm getting the idea of somebody piecing the missing pieces of the puzzle together after some time has gone by, okay? Like, it's kind of like having, with the Tower, sometimes an epiphany moment, or it kind of is like rebuilding your foundation back up again after all this has ended. And then slowly but surely with this card, again, putting yourself back together again, but also putting the pieces of the puzzle back into place, or finding out, for whatever reason, I'm getting the vibe of like finding out information and coming to your own conclusions after some time has gone by, okay? Because swords do talk about the truth. Swords in themselves talk about communication, information, and things like that. So, and then the way she's focused on her like thoughts, right? I can't help but think that, I'm hoping somebody has learned something, right, in the midst of separation, perhaps that would give somebody a clue, right? Because I am kind of getting that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Knight of Pentacles is an energy of stability, and Earth energy is usually with a strong, stable, grounded foundation, right? So where the foundation came crumbling down over here, the Earth energy is trying to rebuild that. Again, put the steps in front of each other and make that progress. Two of Swords, though, if you look at the body language, right, the Knight of Pentacles is facing this Two of Swords person, right? So it's kind of feeling like he's carrying a piece of the puzzle, and this person's like putting them together in the mind, okay? I'm not sure why I'm getting that, but that's what I am. And then it says over here, breathe, heal your tired body, and allow your spirit to find peace, right? Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. So somebody's on the path to healing, right? I feel like that's, probably you, the viewer, stack number 3 person. And that's where I'm getting that energy of progress, putting one foot in front of the other. I do feel like this was a difficult situation, although I feel that there were some toxic elements. I don't know, I'm hearing manipulation, okay? There might have been some manipulative energy from this person you may not have been aware of, and that was your blind spot. Maybe, you overlooked it, or you were constantly in mode about your person, right? and just chose to kind of allow it to play out because you didn't know what was up with them, okay? Like I said, you know, sometimes you do give people the benefit of the doubt, even though they don't deserve it, but, you know, just trying to be a good person, you do that, you know? But it gets to a point where it's like, how long do you give somebody the benefit of the doubt before you begin to be taken advantage of, right? So it could be that some of you were aware of maybe the mystery, okay, or the things that possibly were being kept from you, but you played the game along anyway. Like some of you could have just been playing the game to see where it led, right? That's a possibility for some of you, but I really do feel like the universe stepped in, got this person out of your path. You dodged a bullet, okay? And you deserve so much better. So it's kind of like, praise Goddess, thank God that, you know, this person kind of got sucked out of your life, because I don't really feel a good energy coming from this reading, okay? And I will call it out when I feel it that way. So I would say with the faith energy, another thing is, again, you deserve love. You are lovable. You deserve better. And with enough faith, you know, I have to say love and loyalty and the right person will come along. I just don't feel that it's this person, despite the fact that they were a soulmate. I think they were a soulmate that, if you believe in the concept of soul contracts, if anything, they were here to show you something, teach you something about yourself, and then that chapter's, you know, over with and done with. And again, if anything, it might have put you on a path to healing yourself, right, with this card over here. So I know that's a lot. Dang, that's already 20 minutes into your reading, stack number 3. But I don't like to leave anything out. And a candle just went out, but you know, well, we're already at the end, and I still need to get some messages from the back. Okay, so let me see if I can just give this a good stir, and we can get some messages from the back. All right, let's see. Okay, I still care. Maybe you still care about your person. Maybe they still care about you. I don't know, but there was definitely some negative energy here. And it says cherish, whether they cherished you or didn't cherish you. Like I said, if there was any energy of taking somebody for granted, that would not be cherishing. I do feel, okay, maybe somebody was, you know, hiding their true feelings. But again, I don't think it was the kind of feelings you think, you know, like, and I'm only saying that because of the cards here. So the unrequited love and the curse of the ill aspect, it kind of feels like the feelings weren't real. But I mean, maybe for a few of you, they were really sincere perhaps, but we're just hiding it. Okay. Maybe you cherished them, you know, and you still cared about them. I don't know. You tell me how that feels or relates. Okay. Okay, so I still remember our first kiss. Breadcrumbs, okay? And that's kind of the vibe that I was getting. So somebody might have been breadcrumbing you. In other words, just giving you breadcrumbs, not really giving you the whole loaf when it comes to love, just leading you astray. I was getting the vibe of misleading, okay, with that temptation card. Somebody could have been breadcrumbing. Okay. I miss talking every day. You know, either maybe they do or maybe you do. Maybe there was a push and pull aspect, so possibly a mirroring aspect. That's possible. Okay, so falling into place. All right, flaws. So again, the idea of puzzle pieces, right? Maybe over time things started to fall into place. Maybe you started to see things. Okay. And there were some flaws. Okay, flaws in the connection for sure. Maybe they had their flaws. Maybe they hid them with that mask. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is one of my little tea things. It says, he who wants a rose must respect the thorn. That's a good one. Okay. So every rose has its thorns. Every rose probably has its flaws, right? So it's saying to let go. All right, it's time to let go. So stack number 3, this is your reading. Okay, I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this is connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, click that bell for notification to support this channel. And so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading, all my information is in the description box down below. It's just a matter of checking me out on Etsy, seeing what readings I have available. And if one is available, you can book a reading whenever you would like to, okay? So much love to you. Be well wherever you are. Stay safe. Take care. Ultimately, keep shining, okay? Much love to you. Stack number 4. You chose this card here. It says Cycle on it. Okay, I will incorporate that into the reading. Further we go along, I just want to get everything out on the table. So what we're looking at is basically a blind spot that perhaps you may have in regards to your person. Is there something that you're overlooking? Is there something that you're not fully cognizant or aware of? In some cases, you may be fully aware of something. You might be completely conscious of maybe an aspect in their personality or situation and then choose to overlook it, okay? Because that could happen with some things. You might choose to overlook some flaws. All right, but I'm really trying to focus on something perhaps you're not aware of. All right, so let's take a look. Oh my gosh, these are sticking. Okay. All right, so it says true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay, that's pleasant. All right, it says provocation, challenge accepted. All right. Temperance. Somebody could be Sagittarius. Chariot. Somebody could be Cancer energy. All right, 2 major arcanas already. And look, we have the 3 of Cups. All right. Wow. Okay. We have Thief. Thoughts. Oh boy. And I just replaced the candle too before I started the video. So you got a candle go out. And I know you guys know me. I always replace my candles. I'm running low on matches, so bear with me 1 second. I'm going to recycle a match. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, let's go back to this. Alright, what does this say? Alright, it says mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflecting our wounds, introspection. Okay. And you know what? The idea of introspection ties into the thought energy, okay? It says abundance, keep a positive mindset, manifesting exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. Okay, that's a positive energy. And we have clock. It says need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress. Okay, I'm going to go back here because cycles are about time, right? And whenever I see the figure 8, I think of reincarnation, time, right? We have the moon phases over here. That's also a measure of time, right? And as I record this video, we are headed into the full moon in Scorpio, May 7th, okay? So we have that energy here, right? So cycles, moon phases is a cycle. Women's cycles, menstrual cycles also tie into the phases of the moon, right? Cycle of 28 days, just like the moon cycle is a full 28 days rotation. So it all plays into each other, right? All right, so, all right, and then we have strength. It says you need to stand up and have an opinion because in this case, yours is the only one that counts. This decision will have long-term effects on your future. Okay, and this just reminded me of something real quick. Provocation. Okay, so I mean, let's analyze that for a second real quick, okay? Because it says you need to stand up and have an opinion because in this case, yours is the only one that counts, right? Provocation, when somebody provokes you. Sometimes you're provoked into speaking your mind, right? You try to like keep it, cool, right? But it gets to a point where if somebody keeps pressing your buttons and keeps poking the bear, they're going to hear you roar, right? So I can't help but wonder if those two things are related. All right, so I'm just going to keep this here for reference, okay? Because for whatever reason, they feel connected, just like the mirroring and the thoughts energy feels connected, okay? So I'm just keeping this that way for my own reference here on the table. So right away, okay, what you don't realize, your blind spot perhaps in regards to your person, right, is one of the first thing that popped out to me was that Three of Cups, because the first thing I kind of heard in my mind when I looked at it, and also the energy in the card art itself, I heard the possibility of reunion. Okay, straight up, because the Three of Cups talks about coming together, joining of forces. You come together with your tribe or your people. Maybe your person is soul family. But I couldn't help but think of like happy reunions, right? Get-togethers, that kind of thing. And right off the bat, another thing that I kind of felt was the idea of maybe running into your person if you haven't seen them in a while, maybe at a party or a get-together. And I know people are social distancing right now, so please don't come at me about it, because I know. But these readings are timeless, okay? So we're not going to be stuck in lockdown and quarantine forever, okay? Eventually, we're going to be getting back to living our lives, and I'm claiming that with full authority, because I refuse to give this thing, okay, a name or any power. I've just said it. I've said that a million times. I won't do it, because we need to get back to living our lives. So I'm feeling like a reunion vibe, okay? You might run into somebody in an unexpected place or amongst other people in a public setting. For whatever reason, I'm getting that vibe. So if you haven't seen your person in a while, okay, and I have to emphasize also the idea that for whatever reason, Stag 1, 2, and 3 all had notions of separation. So I did not intend when I pulled these cards for it to be one of those like no contact, no communication readings, but it kind of seems to be what's happening. All right, so I'm just calling it out so that way you're aware. But yeah, it's kind of the idea of the blind spot is perhaps that your person is in love. Okay, we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So you may not realize how deeply they feel for you. It kind of feels like, in regards to your person, an opportunity was robbed of you. Okay, so it kind of feels like you were robbed of the connection, or somebody was robbed of the connection, your basically connection. Okay, and I say that because of the thief. Okay, something gets stolen from you with this energy, and it kind of feels like love was just swiped out from under you. Love was stolen in some way, or taken from you guys in some way, or for whatever reason. And it feels like in the midst of that separation, okay, and the midst of time going by, there's been a healing, right? Love has kind of, what I'm feeling from this, is come to its full fruition in some way. And I'm feeling like your person wants to come back. So your blind spot may be that you're probably unaware of the fact that your person is in love with you, or still in love with you, probably has not stopped loving you. That your blind spot could be also that this connection, you were robbed of it in some way. Okay, circumstances, unexpected, situation here with the thief comes in to sabotage something and ruin the connection, probably took it right out from underneath your noses. Okay, that's what this feels like. So it kind of feels like perhaps with the Three of Cups could have been a third party interference, but that third party might not have even been a third person. It could have been a circumstance itself, okay, that maybe caused the separation or caused it to be robbed of you, okay. What's crazy is that I'm getting the feeling that your person is looking to come back. I say that because of the Three of Cups, but I also say because of the Chariot. Chariot energy is an energy of movement, focus, harnessing your energy with a very, I guess, a mission. Okay, you have a mission with that card a lot of times. You have a goal in mind, and you have to harness your energy, pull yourself together in order to proceed forward with that goal without being distracted or deterred from the path, right? So what I'm feeling from this is that your person's trying to journey towards you, okay? Not away from you, towards you. And the reason why I say that is because of the Chariot and the Three of Cups, okay? It's like movement forward, hyper focus towards union, or coming together, or joining up with you, or meeting up with you again. Okay, so some kind of reunion. There has been some major healing, okay? The Temperance energy is, to me, usually, it always speaks of protection from spirit, right? And it also speaks about, to me, okay, an alchemical union. It is a hidden two of cups, all right? A lot of times it's represented with what, an angel holding two cups, so it's a hidden two of cups. And it's like finding a solution to a problem or a situation, because to me, it's a card of chemistry and alchemy. And I like to kind of equate it to the idea of the temperance itself being like a mixologist, right? So you have these two different energies mixing, pouring, mixing and pouring, but when they come together, they find a solution, they find a harmony, they find a balance, right? So, and then the lotus energy is depicted in this card as well. So that is an energy of transmutation, okay? So it fits in beautifully with the energy of the temperance. So I have to wonder if there's an alchemical, okay? I know this is weird, but an alchemical union, okay? Mind, body, heart, spirit between you and your person. And that's why the true love has showed up. Maybe you're not fully aware of that, okay? And not only that, but the chariot is a very similar energy in the same way that it has these different energies, right? Or the two cups, different energies, and the charioteer has to harness his energy to have these two horses find the common ground. Again, the idea of the temperance wanting to find a solution, right? So it kind of feels like even though the opportunity was robbed of you and your person, what you're not aware of is that deep down, they want this healing. They want this union. They want to come towards you, okay? And it kind of feels like somebody needs to speak up, right? It kind of feels like somebody hasn't said their piece. Maybe you haven't had the last word. Maybe they haven't had the last word, and that's something that needs to occur. Because it says it here, you guys have been strong, perhaps in the midst of that opportunity being robbed of you. It says you need to stand up and have an opinion, because in this case, yours is the only one that counts. The decision will have long-term effects on your future. So if your person comes back, somebody's going to have to decide if this is what they want, okay? It kind of feels like your person is up for the challenge, right? In regards to coming towards you. That's something also you may not be fully aware of. Maybe you're not cognizant of their plans towards you, okay? Because it says your person, I feel this is representing them. I feel they're up for the challenge, okay? Provocation, you provoke something, right? You poke the bear. Perhaps they snuck away too. Maybe they robbed you of their love or of an opportunity to be with them. It could have been vice versa. But I feel like if they come back, which I think that they're planning on it, they come back, they're going to have to poke the bear a little bit, all right? To wake up what has been put asleep. I think the connection has been asleep for a while. And now it's feeling like this energy of stirring the pot, right? Provocation. You stir the pot. I think they're up for the challenge. The question is, are you? Right? Now, they do think about you. Their thoughts are with you, okay? Now, with that moon energy, they could definitely be a little melancholic, right? Unsure, undecided of maybe how to come forward with that, but it's not like they haven't thought about it, right? And I also say coming back around, right? Because of the cycle, right? Look at it. A circle has no end and no beginning. So what goes around comes back around, okay? With this energy, you guys might also have past life connections with this, right? But anyway, there was a lot of mirroring, all right? And lots of introspection, probably on both ends. Right, so you might have mirrored each other in the relationship. But look, it's basically saying in a matter of time, okay? It says needs time, takes time, time and cycles, time to heal. Well, here's the healing energy of the temperance. Maybe in the midst of being robbed of the opportunity of being together for whatever reason, like I said, it could have been interference of some sort. But you've had time to heal. Okay, they've had time to heal. Again, the challenge of trying to come back around. Okay. Now, I'm looking at this energy real quick, and I have that one card to get to yet, but hold on one second, because I just saw how Did this thief really steal something? Because he has the key. Okay. Maybe somebody stole your heart. Okay. But he has the key. So is it really breaking and entering with the key? Right? I still feel like somebody got robbed of the opportunity to be in this connection or something. Somebody robbed somebody else of the opportunity of this connection, but we have a key there. It could be that maybe they're hoping you let them in. Okay. But it says here, you know, keeping a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want. Perhaps your person's trying to manifest this connection back. Okay. I think that it could be, I am feeling with this energy here that another blind spot, and I'm just going to throw it out there because I'm seeing it with the Three of Cups. Okay. If there was anybody who was meddling, okay, because sometimes the Three of Cups talks about friends, okay. So if there was anybody meddling, your friends meddling in the connection, okay, that might also be a blind spot. If it was one of their friends, maybe one of your friends, and they were meddling somehow in the connection, if that meddling possibly provoked a breakup and created challenges for the connection, that's also something perhaps you're not fully aware of, okay, as far as a blind spot. Maybe they had friends that were just trying to, like I got the vibe earlier of sabotaging something, but it could have been a friend or close relative or somebody like that. And it maybe triggered some things because of the mirroring energy. But if there's been time apart, you both had time to heal and sit with your thoughts. And maybe in the time apart also recognize that you still have love, okay? Because it does say true love. All right, so let's take a look at the bag. Messages from the bag. I'm going to give this a good shake. See what we can get. Okay. Let's see where it goes. Okay. A wedding ring? I don't know, was somebody engaged or married or something like that? Laughter. All right, so maybe somebody liked your laugh or vice versa. Maybe you remember your person's laugh. But yeah, I can't shake the idea that this probably, pertains to the idea of perhaps them trying to come back, right? It's a card of travel and journey, so the Chariot, could be trying to travel towards you. And with the Chariot, it talks about modes of transportation, so maybe there's distance between you, maybe geographically, right? All right, so a change agent. So this is basically saying that this connection, okay, initiated some changes in you and you in them. Obviously, with the Temperance card, it does talk about that inner healing that we all have to do. We have to rise up like a lotus from the mud, right? And that is definitely an alchemical transmutation. And some people do initiate that in us when we meet them, okay? But it kind of does feel like as quickly as you guys started this love connection, you were robbed of it as well, okay? But nonetheless, it still had an impact enough to change each other. Look at that. I want to see you again. So there you go. Your person is still looking to come towards you, I feel. They want to see you again. Okay. Look, a second chance. So they want a second chance. They're reminiscing over you. It reminds me of Mary J song, Reminisce. Oh, maybe somebody had an addiction. Okay, so that's a possibility if there was an interference of some sort. I mean, it could have been a substance problem. Possibly. Okay. Even though maybe they're addicted to the love. I don't know. Okay, so something about family life. Again, the idea of relatives or friends or something like that maybe getting in the way or causing interference. I see your value. So they see your value. Music. Maybe you guys shared music, or there's a certain song that reminds you of your person, and vice versa. So they see the blessing in the connection. And no. Okay, so whenever I get one of these, you know, if there was a question you had in your mind somewhere along the line in this reading, perhaps that's the answer. I don't know. Okay, you tell me. But I will leave it here. Stack number 4. This is your reading. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. So like, share, subscribe. Click the bell for notification to support this channel so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. It's a matter of checking me out on Etsy, seeing what readings I have available. Sometimes they are sold out, but just check in with me once in a while to see what's been made available again, and you can book a reading whenever you feel led to. Be safe wherever you are. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Much love to you, and keep shining.